All right, another episode of Conversate After Dark. Tay, what's up with you?
Everything's great with me. What's going on with you?
It's all good. It's all good. Tell people where they can find us.
You can find us at Conversate After Dark everywhere. And if you would like to be a guest on the show or you have a topic you want us to cover, you can reach us at CVAD, the podcast at gmail.com.
That's right. Go to our website, www.conversateafterdark.com. Make sure you tell a friend. All right, Tay, let's do the icebreaker.
All right. Who should come first?
Hmm?
Who should come first?
Oh, the woman.
Okay.
Multiple times.
Okay.
In fact, if you can't have multiples, I probably don't really want to forward with
I
you.
can understand that.
I'm a toxic ass Pisces, and I don't know. To me, it seems like that would be something that, well, now that I'm thinking, not you know how like you think something, and as soon as you say it out loud, you realize like, no, that don't make no sense.
Mm.
Me, it seems like it should be easy for a woman to have multiples, but then I thought about it, and there are a good number of women that don't even know how to have one orgasm. So I could see why it would be problematic.
That, and then some women can't. Um, Same way with a lot of guys, a lot of women can get very sensitive down there after an orgasm. So some women don't like to because of that. So they're different. Everybody's not the same. So you can't treat everybody the same.
Yeah, yeah. No, definitely. Once I go, like, stop. Stop. Because at some point it become painful. Not that
Okay.
painful, but like it's just over, it's too much.
Yeah, I
It's
get it.
like, let's say, oh, leave me alone.
That's the fun for me, but
You like torturing them? You like torturing your dudes?
not necessarily torturing, but I like to see if I could get it back quickly. And that's that's part of it. But also a little bit of torture is fun, just a little bit.
Hey, at this age, I ain't got nothing to prove. Like, I can't say I'm calling somebody an Uber no more. But I'm getting dressed. I'm going home. Got about 10, 15 minutes of after play, cuddling, and then I gotta go.
Okay.
That's a function of me being single for so long that the actual sharing of the bed with somebody
Hmm.
um, is not the most pleasant thing for me anymore. Because I'm kind of like, so I want to just, if I want to roll over and hog the bed, you know, I don't have to worry about getting up at night and disturbing her. Shit, I'm in my, I'm damn near 50. I got to get up and pee at night and all this old shit, So it's just, I don't know. I don't know. I'm ready to go once we done.
Okay.
A good or a bad thing.
I can't say whether it's good or bad or not.
If it was for you, if it was somebody dealing with you.
Depends on where we are in the relationship. Because in the past, if we were not in a relationship, I was always ready to go. So I always drove to the guy so that I could leave.
Have you ever had a guy like say, "All right, I'm about to go," and then like it made you feel some type of way?
No, because again, if we're not in a relationship, peace. I'm gone.
No, but see, I remember when I was much younger, I was probably like in my mid 20s. Um, yeah, I was in my mid 20s, probably like 26, 27, something like that. And I was living in St. Louis at the time, and it was this young lady that I worked with in Kansas City. And it didn't pop when I was there and we communicated. Well, she didn't let it be known that she liked me. So then I was coming home to go visit my mom for Christmas. So I was going to spend, Christmas. Yeah, I think it was Christmas. So I stopped at this chick's crib and we did the do. Well, I still had about 45, 50 minutes to get home to my mom's crib. So I was like, well, I'm about to roll. She said, no, can you just please stay for an hour? And I was like, what's an hour gonna do? And she was like, it just makes me feel like less used, like less of like a whore. And I'm like, why does it make you feel like a whore if I get up and I leave? You know? Can you explain that, Tay? I don't know if you ever felt like that. Well, obviously, you say you don't because you don't want to be bothered, but
Because it for me, sex was never about pleasing him. It was always about me. I used to be spoiled, so I didn't care if how he looked at me. It was about did I get satisfied? That in my mind it was about did I get satisfied? I didn't care about him and how if he looked at me like that. Oh well, I got what I wanted.
but
Maybe if he was
why
good
does
enough.
it feel that way though?
What'd you say?
Why does it make a woman feel that way though?
Well, with a lot of women, if a guy does get up and leave, it does make them feel like you're just using me for sex or you just think of me that way. That can make somebody feel that way. It just didn't make me feel that way. Again, like I always say, I don't speak for women. I speak for me. I can say what I think women think, but and what I've been told by friends or have seen, heard women say, but I I'm just not that way. But I can see how that can make a woman feel like, but hey, what, do you care about me at all? I can see that.
I guess I just to me that doesn't mean I don't see how that means I don't care about you because I want to go home.
I'm not the person to ask that question because,
Yeah,
like I
like,
said,
I just it's not that I don't care about you. I'm ready to go home. You know what I mean?
yeah,
I was dating this young lady a few years ago, and we're in our adult years, right? And we'd be chilling, and I'm like, well, all right, I'm about to head out. And she was like, I hate when you say that. And I was like, say what? She was like, when you say you about to leave or you about to bounce. And I'm like, don't people announce when you want me to just get up and just like start walking to the door and be like, I'll see you later? Like it didn't make sense to me, you know. Maybe it was because she wanted me to not go home and like stay the night and spend time. Now, that-
because
now I'm looking back.
because yeah, because that thing of wanting to, even if y'all not on that level, but wanting to think you're more than just a sex object to a guy. That's where that feeling comes from.
But with this particular situation, we weren't even like we did have sex, but it wasn't a all right, we just got done having sex. I'm about to go home. There would be days where we just be over there chilling, hanging out, and I'm like, all right, I'm ready to go home. And she still didn't like that.
She may have wanted more. That's what I'm saying. That it's still that same feeling. She may have wanted more.
And you know, sometimes my delivery be fucked up. I don't know if you know this about me, Tay. Caroline say it's the way it comes across. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. This is it doesn't it never bothered me, but that's me. But I can see how that would make somebody feel a certain way.
Deuces. In the words of the great Negro dancer Christopher Brown, deuces.
Oh gosh.
Deuces.
Um, but who do I think should come first? For me, it depends on the guy's refractory period, how much time it takes for him to get it back up. Because what I like to do is
Tomorrow. Listen, that's how y'all know that Tay ain't never fucked around with me because tomorrow is my refractory period. I'm getting dressed and going home.
it depends. If I know his refractory period is gonna take a long time, then yeah, it I should be the one coming first multiple times. But if I know he can get it back up, yes, I will start it off, get one out the way, and give you time while you get your time to get it back up. You can handle me multiple times, and then we can get you again.
You running hey, what did they say? You playing a dangerous game with that because I'll fuck around and be asleep.
That's what I'm saying. Again, it depends on the guy.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna play myself if I want near. No. I told you, I just said a few minutes ago, I used to be selfish.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna play myself that way.
So let me ask you this, 'cause I saw this on social media and it tickled me. It was two dudes, and the dude was like, have you ever been messing with somebody and then like in the middle of, y'all fooling around, you were like, I shouldn't have did this. And the dude said, I've been mid-stroke. I've been mid-stroke and regretted it. He said, and I just faked the nut and got up out of there. And it's funny because I don't think guys admit it as much. Guys don't like to admit it because I think it hurts women's feelings, but guys fake nuts a lot.
I've heard that.
And I know I have. So have you ever, so off guys, we'll get back to that. So have you ever been mid session with somebody? Y'all may be doing it, or y'all may just be fooling around, and it just hits you like, nah, this ain't it.
Yeah, many times.
Mid stroke, or did you
Mid,
out before?
it's it's happened mid-stroke because I didn't like this. I didn't like how it was. He was stroking it. It's happened in the before period because I didn't like how he kissed. Like it. I mean, it's happened.
Mm,
Yeah. Now I always say I don't like to fake it, but so I don't fake orgasms. But if I need a guy to come quicker, what I will do is amp up the moaning and the noises and the movements.
that's faking,
Huh?
faking, faking.
But it's not faking the orgasm, though.
Okay, touche, touche. Because that would get a dude out though.
Right, right. I know.
That'll get it. That'll get it going for sure. Yeah, that'll get
Yeah,
it going. Yeah. Okay. So then what did George W. Bush said? That's strategery.
exactly, exactly.
I think for me, I knew going in that I really didn't had no business doing what I was doing.
Hmm.
Then just continuing to do it just because I ain't got nothing else better to do, or I don't know how to get out of the situation. Um, yeah, it's happened. Definitely happened. And a lot of times when you fake an orgasm as a guy, it's kind of like sometimes you just be tired.
Hmm.
Sometimes, like if the session is good and y'all both enjoying yourself, but after a while you like shit, I ain't finna come. What I'm saying? I'm not finna bust. So let me just go ahead and fake this real quick and put on my little performance, and then that way we can sit here and snuggle. She feels good, she didn't got hers. That's happened before. I ain't gonna lie, sometimes it was just whack, and I kind of felt like, well, damn, let me go ahead and just put an end to it quick.
Hmm.
Way she'll feel like, well, he couldn't hang. I don't give a damn, girl. Guess what? I still fucked though, right? But I much rather bust, hey, you say I bust quick than to say like my shit was soft and it was whack.
I can see that.
I got to choose between the two. I bust quick versus like, man, he couldn't even keep it hard. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
I'd rather say that.
yeah, yeah. Because I would look down more on the guy who can't keep it up versus the guy who comes quick. I'd rather have the guy who comes quick. Yeah. So
Yeah,
I
because
can see that.
like if he busts quick, you gonna be like, yeah, girl, I'll put it on. You know what I'm saying?
I don't always buy that, but it is what it is.
There's no ego involved.
Huh?
There's never ego involved.
Um, no, not really, because I think that's just an excuse for not being able to last.
No, what I'm asking though,
It's my ego.
do you ever go into sex with an ego like I'm going to rock his world, I'm going to make him buzz hard? Do you ever does your ego come into play at any time during sex?
Orally, because that's me. But in terms of intercourse, no, because that's not necessarily because of me. I mean, it can be, and I can see how somebody who comes quicker, I can see how my anatomy can contribute to that. But I don't know. I don't, my ego doesn't get involved that way. It because in oral sex, I tend to feel more in charge. So that's where my ego comes in.
So if mission is accomplished, do you feel accomplished? Are you like, yeah, I did that?
If, of course. Yes. And I want to hear my name. Yes. Yes. And not my nickname. That's what I want to hear my real names.
Okay, okay, okay. Yeah, yeah. There's a bit of, but I just wondered if women felt that way though. Like I
Yeah, I think some do.
feel like that. I know there's women that feel like if they don't measure up, then it hurts their ego, right? Because they want to do more for the guy. But I never knew if they was like, oh yeah, I put it on him. Like I put him to sleep. Been with a chick like that. I've been with a chick, and I was young, and she was way more experienced than me. And she was telling everybody, I don't know why she decided to pick me out, but she was like, I'm gonna give him some, and he gonna tell everybody she fucked me, not the other way around.
I've never gone into it with that thought. Like I said, it was just orally. My ego gets boosted there. It never comes the other way.
What if he don't?
Even if I am the one who does that, this my ego still never gets involved that way.
What if he don't bust?
I've only been one guy who didn't come orally. So I mean, I don't really know that world other than that one guy. So
You said that's not my testimony?
no, not at all.
Damn. Yeah, I don't know. That's a hard situation for me. That's not one of my. I like it, but you got to be like porn style to get me to go like that.
Mhm.
You got to be real. And I don't think I'm alone in this world with guys who were like, yeah, it's cool, but what did that whack ass comedian Chris Rock say? You know, a meal out the microwave is cool, but you much rather have it out the stove.
Oh yeah, I get it. I get it.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, because I've heard guys say, most women can't do. It's the same way on the opposite end. A lot of guys think they can, but the statistics on how many women have actually had orgasms prove that a lot of men cannot. So
I think y'all be lying.
I don't think so.
I kind of feel sorry for women that don't know their bodies though.
I do too.
And I'm like, man, what's going on? Like, yeah. I mean, I talked about it on the show before. I've been with a young woman, and she was lovely, lovely woman, but I just couldn't get her there. And it bruised my ego because, I'm proud of my track record. And so I'm asking questions, and the more I'm asking questions, the more like her feelings are getting hurt because it's like coming off as if something's wrong with her. And I was just like, no, that's not what I'm trying to say. Like, I'm really trying to figure out how I could do better, but if you don't even know how to do it, how you expect me to do it? So that's why I'm asking the questions because I want to do it.
Yeah.
Me and her still really cool. It was kind of I don't even say it was a friends with benefits situation. It's just like we hanging out and it happened but we still are very cool. So she hit me up and she told me like, yeah, it's not you. And I was like, well, I didn't think it was me, but I appreciate it. I appreciate it. And she was like, yeah, because, I was hanging out and the situation happened. And, this one guy had a reputation for being able to really, satisfy women. And he was doing his best. And I was just like, yeah, don't worry about it. So clearly it's me. So I don't know if it's like a mental block or if it's an anatomy thing. Part of me feels like it's a mental block for a reason why a woman wouldn't be able to let it go. But I'm not a woman, so I don't know.
Well, traditionally, we're not taught to that sex is something we should enjoy. Like it's been in recent years where that's become more of a thing. And when I mean recently, I mean like maybe the 90s, maybe the early 2000s, where more and more women are coming out expressing their wants and desires for different things. That's a relatively short time when you talk about the existence of sex, you know.
You're older than me.
By like 3 months. Stop playing.
I like saying that. But we're basically the same age. Um, so it means you came up in the 90s.
Hmm.
Like you probably I don't know when you lost your virginity, but I'm
I was
assuming
an adult.
I'm assuming it was in the 90s. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah. It was '90s, yeah. Because I was, yeah, yeah. I was an adult and I turned 20 in the '90s. So yes.
Okay. So were you taught not to enjoy sex? That's the reason why I brought it up because I like you said like the 90s is when it started. Like, how were you taught? Were you taught that you should be deriving pleasure from sex or no?
Well, I always think about this. I grew up a church girl.
Okay.
And a lot of church girls in church, we're really not taught about sex. What we're taught is keep your legs closed, be pure, save sex for marriage. But then when you get married, you don't really know what to do because nobody's really taught you anything. But one difference between what I realized later on in life, how my mother talked to me versus how other girls in my church were being taught. So my mother's thing was, now my mother was is I was raised in church. My mama is that church lady. So her thing never was don't do it. And she did want me to wait till sex, and that was a goal wait till marriage, and that was a goal at one point in time. But what my mother also said was sex is enjoyable. Sex is pleasurable, and it was created for pleasure. But she always put the caveat, but you should wait till marriage. I never got the just don't do it. Do what I say. Just don't do it. Keep it legs. I never got that from my mother. So I don't know. So I never had the thought in my head that sex was bad.
Yeah, talk about sex.
No.
You said yeah, so yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, she knows that I'm not a virgin, but yeah, we don't have that relationship where we talk like that. But I think in her mind, she knew she needed to get to me first before the world did, and
Yeah, my parents definitely did not do that. And I think I'm like a lot of other black men my age, we learn from older brothers, cousins, or
Mhm.
on the block who don't know shit either. So we don't really know much of shit about treating women or approaching sex or anything like that. So I've had a open door policy with my children. 'Cause like I said, I'd rather just be upfront and honest
Mhm.
and talk to me about what you want to talk to me about. You know, if it's not me, talk to your mom, but don't feel like you need to leave anything out because I'd much rather you talk to me about something than end up in a relationship where like, you know, you don't know what to do or you're not seeing something that you should be able to see and you would if I was just like, hey, you probably should be on the lookout for this when dealing with this type of guy, especially for my daughters. you know
Mhm.
I would talk to them about their little heartbreaks or whatever, and give them hugs and all that old shit. The sex thing, I was just my I ain't gonna lie, my thing was just like, here, this is how it happens, very clinical. You'll get pregnant, blah 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 blah. Talk to your mom to get you on the pill, or here's a boatload of condoms. You need to know I will not be raising your children, and I will not be paying your child support. So if you've had a motherfucking kid, I'm not gonna be that grandparent where I'm raising the kid. No, I've raised
Yeah.
y'all, and we moving on. That's it. So because you never know. You don't know what you don't know when it comes to relationships and how to act. How to do different things. Like I remember one time my brother, and I learned from this, my brother and his girlfriend at the time got in a huge fight about him going to the club with his boys.
Mhm.
And I watched that and I was just like, and that seems so, and I had no concept of what the club was like back then, but I was just like, and it just seems so damn silly. You know what I mean? Like why he can't go to the club? But I didn't know that the club could be the spot where you could pick up people, people drinking or whatever, and stuff can happen.
Hmm.
So I just kind of learned, like, for my thing, I was like, I would never make going to the club something that would create a problem in my relationship. I
Hmm.
learned by looking, looking on or whatever. Now you just can't be in the club 4 or 5 times a week. That's a problem. But if you want to go out with your girls or whatever, I don't care.
Yeah, that stuff never bothered me. My matter of fact, my college boyfriend, his cousin used to go to the strip club and the club every weekend. Like every weekend. But we were in our early 20s, so
Did
you
he have a
know.
girl?
Say that again?
Did he have a girl?
I don't remember. I don't remember. But the
What
reason
strip
why
club was he at? What strip club was he at in DC? There's that. What was the one I went to? It was called like the house or something.
penthouse,
No.
oh, it's like the penthouse was one when I no, I remember when I was a kid, that was a popular one. Kid and teenager, that was a popular one.
It was like a hood ass strip club though.
Uh, I never went into it, so I can't say what it looked like on the inside. But it
Oh,
was on, I mean, it was on a regular street, from what I remember.
okay. Okay. Well, but how was he getting away with that? So you had your man doing that?
So no, so he used to ask my boyfriend to go with him, like every time, especially the strip club. He would ask him all the time. My boyfriend did not want to go. Like he was an introvert, so being out in those, like he just wasn't that. He just didn't want to go. His cousin blamed it on me, and I was like,
I would.
one telling him to go,
I would
have
too.
fun, but that wasn't his thing. So. But his cousin thought it was my fault that he didn't want to go.
Was he doing it before he got with you?
I don't know. I don't think so. Because like I said, that just wasn't him. That just wasn't his type of thing.
Are
But I don't know.
you cool with your man going to the strip club?
Yes, like I said, just I just said I was the one telling him to go.
But
But that wasn't his thing.
do you go to strip clubs?
I've been to some, yeah.
Are you still going at this age?
I wouldn't have a problem. Like if I lived in Atlanta where strip club was like part of the culture. Yeah. And I've been to a strip club in Atlanta. I wouldn't have a problem with that.
It's called the house
Okay, I've never heard of that one.
on Georgia Ave.
But that's where the penthouse was. Maybe they changed the name years later.
It's probably that's probably what it was though.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a black strip club. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's how you know how motherfuckers do. They got to get a new liquor license or some shit. We'll call it the house, So we probably
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, that was probably in later years. Like I said, when I knew about the penthouse and what it was, when I learned about it, I was a kid. So, yeah.
man, my ex-wife used to hate me going to the strip club, and I never could figure it out. Well, man, I knew it, but like we used to go together. Like we go together and have fun or whatever. I think maybe she thought I was spending too much money, but like it wasn't like I made a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? I'm just going in there, blowing off steam, like, buying some, they got excellent food in the strip club. Like, I'm going in there and buying my little food. I might get a couple lap dances. Then that my barber said, man, he said, man, that man ain't doing nothing. He go in there, get stiff, and then come home and give it to you.
Yeah. I mean, it never bothered me. And I've been to strip clubs with guys that I've dated, boyfriends and just guys I've dated. So that's never been a problem for me. Giving freedom has never been a problem for me as long as I trust the guy I'm with.
See, that the fact that you said giving freedom, that would like piss me off just like right there though. Like,
Well, I'm saying that because I know that a lot of times that not wanting your significant other, because men do it too, when they don't want their women to go hang out with the girls because they think something gonna happen. A lot of that is not wanting them to have a certain amount of freedom. So that's what I'm not saying I'm in charge of his freedom. That's not what I'm saying. I'm
yeah,
saying that the guy I'm with having freedom has never been
I
an
get it.
issue for me.
And I don't know how it gets to that point. Like you in your relationship, and then all of a sudden you're like, well, I'm gonna go out with my boys, and then like your girl got an attitude. She acting stank. Or what time you going? Or what time you gonna be back? Who are gonna be there? And I'm like, you know that I don't have to be at a nightclub to approach or talk to another woman, right?
Hmm.
Right. It doesn't a nightclub don't it don't I'm just going to hang out, people watch. And maybe some dudes is like that. If they're in the club, they feel like they need to be able to, mac on chicks or whatever. I definitely get that. Cause there was times when I was younger, me and my boys, like, how many numbers we gonna get and all of
Hmm.
that. But to me, it's more I'm people watching, dancing, grooving to the music. A lot of time I'm dancing. I'm a Pisces, so I'm just dancing to myself, enjoying the vibe or whatever. So, but if I got to be in a relationship where there's that type of control,
Hmm.
I don't want it.
Yeah, yeah, I get that. And I think I think sometimes that can come from past traumas, bringing that into the current relationship, or stuff they've seen and they're bringing it to the current relationship, or stuff they may not even seen but heard somebody talk about. They got cheated on when their man met some woman at the club. That type of thing. But I think another thing that can bring that is because the club tends to be or tends to feel like a meat market. Like I used to love going to the clubs in my 20s because I like to dance. I love music and I like to dance. So I could go to a club and be on the dance floor the whole night. Leave, head sweated out, all that stuff. But like that meat market feel, that's what kept me out of the club most of the time.
What do you mean meat market? You felt like guys were just all on you, or
That and just like I remember a few times like leaving the club and the guys would just be lined up like trying to see who they was gonna take home that night. Like yeah, that feels like a meat market.
so you felt unsafe?
Not necessarily unsafe because I've never been to a club like by myself. I was always with a group of people, or I've actually been to regular clubs with people I was dating. So I've always been with people, so I never felt unsafe. It's just I don't know. Like I said, my purpose for going to the club was to dance and listen to good music. It wasn't to be picked up.
Did you ever let somebody get your number at the club?
I did.
That used to
And
be.
it never goes, especially if you don't go with them that night, it never goes anywhere.
Well, listen, I met my ex-wife in the club.
Okay.
And we used to lie and tell people we met at like Barnes and Nobles. Like, that was like our first date afterwards. We was like, man, you can't tell nobody we met at the club because, tell somebody that you met at the club, they're gonna be like, that shit ain't gonna work. But we was married
Like
15.
that. If something lasts more than one night, it has a potential to last for me. But that's me.
We lasted 15 years,
Yeah.
15
Mm.
years married. So, it worked. But I mean, that's kind of like a rites of passage for dudes though at the club is to try to holler at a woman. I mean, you learn that young. At least I
Yeah.
did.
Yeah.
That's why I think like our generation is much different. I'm like an old fogey now than like, my kids' generation because that was like a rite of passage. Like you at the club, you see a fine chick across the room, you want to dance with her. So you walk over there, hey, can we dance? Or can you put your hand out, you try to be smooth, and inevitably you go run across a chick and she gonna be like, she don't want to dance with you, right? Then you gotta walk back to your boys and they all laugh because you didn't got this, and all this other shit. But it happens, right?
Mhm.
And I think this whole thing about like the toxic masculinity with guys not being able to take rejection. I don't remember that shit happening back in my age. Now maybe I'm just naive and didn't see that type of shit. But like if a chick didn't want you, she didn't want you. You know,
Yeah.
just moved on.
It happened back in the day. You probably just didn't hang with guys who who's
And you know what? And I tell people that because not to turn the topic dark, but when you talk about sexual assault, um, grapes, if you know what I mean,
hmm
um, I often see women say guys are often saying that they don't know anybody that does that, but there's such a high percentage of women who have been essayed or raped.
Hmm.
And my response to that is to like dudes like that don't hang with dudes like me,
Yeah. Yeah.
you know?
Or if they do, you would never know it because you're not that type of, they wouldn't let you know because you're not that type of guy.
I mean, I would hope that my core crew of brothers, I would be super disappointed
Hmm.
found out that they had did something like that. It
Yeah.
crushed me because I have so much faith in them as men, saying like my children call them uncle, their children are like my nieces and nephews, like we have like a family bond. And I feel like I know their character, but then you never know somebody's character when they're alone with a woman.
Right. Right.
Situations that I've heard from women who are friends of mine and they've shared, and I was just like, I could see that dude being that way. I could
Hmm.
see him because like those type of dudes, they
Yeah.
hang together, or I think they're like loners. And I can't say for certain because I don't hang with those type of dudes. I don't,
Yeah.
I don't think that they would want to hang with somebody like me.
Right. And that's what I was just saying. They,
So somebody like me would be like, "Hey, dog, leave her alone. She don't want to be fucking bothered." You know what I mean? So
yeah.
I'd much rather be around somebody that's not going to put them in check.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what, yeah, that's pretty much what I was just saying. Like, either they're not going to hang around you because it makes them feel bad, or they're going to hide it because they know how you feel, So, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Nah, but just taking it back, get off that, dark topic. At the club though, getting a fake number. Yeah,
I've
yeah.
done that, but I've done that outside the club too. So,
Did y'all used to have time, like the phone number to time?
yeah. Yeah.
So
844-1212, and then the weather was like 3636 was the last or something like that.
I wonder if time still has a phone number.
I don't know.
Because like I had a chick give me Time's phone number. She gave me.
How did you not know that's what it was?
I want to say that there was more than one phone number for Time.
Okay.
I want to say that there was more than one phone number for Time, and she gave it to me, and I called it. I said, "Oh, okay, that was a good one. That was a good one." Another time, I met this chick, and I was like, "You ain't gonna call me." She's like, "I'm gonna call you," and I was like, "Man, you ain't gonna call me." So the next day, 7:01 a.m. on the dot. Hey, I called you, and I was like, "Okay." She was like, "I called you," and she's like, "Bye," and she hung up.
That's hilarious. No, what I used to do was um the last four digits of the number, I would use like a friend's or a family or somebody else's number that wasn't mine. I might give like the first six, but the last four would be somebody else's.
I had my boy's phone number. So if I met a chick, I would give her his number
Hmm.
if I was cheating, right? I was like, just call me on this number, right? So then he can answer and be like, hey, she called, That's back when I was wild and though. I don't do all that shit no more. But
Yeah.
well, man, getting fake numbers, getting dissed, you know. My thing about the club though was just I got tired of smelling like smoke. And they really messed up the club now. Like
Hmm.
sections and booths and everything. Like the whole thing to go to the club to me was to walk and see people. You
Hmm.
drink back when I used to drink or whatever. You would see, like, damn man, she fine and shit over there, blah, 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 blah. And dancing, enjoying people kind of it was a community thing, right?
Hmm.
It got to the point where, and I felt like I had to, me and my boys, like, we had to keep up. Like, well, we're gonna get a section. So you get a section, and then you like, you pull a couple chicks in there, but you walled off to the whole club. And it's just like, why am I doing this? I'm doing this to either impress chicks that I really don't have a chance to get,
Hmm.
just using us for our drinks, or to impress other dudes. And neither one I really care about.
Right.
So
Right.
Clubs is not my thing anymore.
Yeah, and then most of the time now, or back when I was, I think the last few times I went to a club, people are trying to be seen now. They're not really trying to dance and socialize. They just want to post up, look good, be seen, take selfies all night, that type of stuff. So,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
And that's this new age. Like I don't think they know how to dance with each other.
I don't think so.
They must rather do a little TikTok routine. Now, and that's not to say back in the day we wasn't doing our little routines,
Hmm.
but we still dance with each other, especially after
Yeah.
age. Like you was doing your little routines and stuff when you was like 13, 14, junior high. When you got into high school, it's like shit, I'm trying to push up on something. Uh,
And actually, I would dance with anybody who wanted to dance with me. That's just how I would. Because I like to dance, unless they got too handsy or they wanted a different type of dance. That's what I drew the line.
so you would dance with a guy that's not so attractive.
Yeah, because I'm just dancing. I don't want you. I'm just dancing.
What if he try to push up on you?
Then that's what I say. Dance will be over if he got too handsy. If he wanted like a really sexual or sensual dance, and that's not my. Yeah, I'm not doing all of that. So yeah.
What's handsy? Define handsy.
Hands or handsy, putting your hands all over. No, 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 no. We're not doing that. Not some dude I just met in the club. No. Mm-mm.
Rubbing your ass and shit.
Yeah.
What if he was attractive? Would you let him?
No. Can we have a conversation? You gonna buy me a drink? And I'm not even a girl who goes to.
Buy me a drink.
Yeah, I mean, you're not just gonna get a free fill. No. Mm-mm.
Man, shit. That's chicks back in the day didn't mind.
I know. I would see them. So I'd say it's, you can go dance with somebody else. But yeah, that's
Damn.
because I prefer dancing by myself or with my girls more than I did dancing with guys in the club, especially if I didn't know them like that.
Yeah. And y'all had some tight clubs up in DC though.
We did. We did.
What's the one?
U Street back in the day, Republic Gardens, Love that turned into Dream.
The
Uh,
one that I used to love going to, my cousin take me to.
mhm.
That shit was like I had never seen anything. I grew up in the Midwest and we had some nice clubs, but I had never seen anything like this with like multiple levels.
Yeah, Zanzibar. I think Zanzibar was like one.
Zanzibar.
Yeah,
You
Zanzibar was the
knew where I
spot.
was going when I said multiple levels.
Yeah.
Zanzibar. I was just like, what is this? And DC got 5 women, so I was just like, oh my God, this is crazy. Cause what's Zanzibar? Was it down on the pier or
Hmm. Yep.
look, look, Zanzibar. Then my cousin's husband, he took me to some club out in College Park by University of Maryland.
Hmm.
Took me out there and they had to go. I love go-go. So
Yeah.
yeah, so I don't know, man. I always wanted to live in DC Tay. You know what I'm saying? Like if my kids will let me go. And
It
I'm
was a vibe, especially back in the day. DC was definitely a vibe.
think I'm too old to move now.
No, no. Especially for a single guy, I don't know. Let me not say that. I don't know, but no, DC, DC is always, DC is always a vibe. It's just you got to know where to go, and I keep saying 2026. I'm gonna be outside more, but I hate when people come to
You
DC and
said in
ask me.
2025 that you was gonna get back in the game.
I know, I know. No, 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 no. I'm not talking about dating. I'm just talking about going outside, like getting out and doing things more and more this year. That's on my vision board. Just getting out, and
Start dating in 2025.
I still don't have no desire to do that. But what I'm saying is like,
Somebody inbox asked Conversate and said if you don't use it, you're gonna lose that shit.
whatever. I'll be all right. So like back in the day, like if you would come, you say, I want to go to the club, I knew exactly where to go. Like you said, Zanzibar, I knew the Ritz at one time. I said Republic Gardens, like U Street used to have a few of them back in the day. I knew where to tell people to go. You want to go the restaurant? I used to know where to tell people to go. When people ask me what to do in DC now, I'm like, I have no idea. I don't I don't go anywhere. Oh, I go to the same places all the time, and it's not, it's not what I used to do. So,
I'll cut it out if you don't want to answer. But you've been it's been the factory's been shut down this whole
oh,
time.
I've said that on here before. Yes, it's been shut down since my last relationship, which was, yeah, that ended during the pandemic. So it is what it is.
You celibate?
Well, yeah, pretty much.
So that's what, 4 or 5 years?
21. We're in 26 now.
Mhm.
So it was the end of 21. So about four. So I've been end of 25, maybe 4 years.
How many cats you own? And
None, but I wouldn't have a problem having a cat or a dog because I love
wait.
pets.
Wait, if Tay wasn't a church girl, she'd be like, man, fuck you. They
No, actually, because I have been thinking about getting either a cat or a dog, but I've been around pets all my life, so that's not the thing about being single. That's just me being used to animals.
that's the longest you've been celibate?
Yeah, yeah. Because before that, the longest was 3 years. So yeah, this is the longest.
I think the longest I went was like, might have went a year. I went through like a really, really bad breakup. No, I went a year. It was very sporadic. Like I had like one or two kind of like hit or miss situations, and it wasn't all that because my heart wasn't sound all
Yeah,
sound all soft and shit. My heart wasn't really into it. So like we fooled around, but it wasn't really. I wasn't proud about what I did because I didn't really want to be doing it, if I'm honest.
yeah, I get that.
And then
Well, I get that from a woman's point of view because I've been there,
yeah,
but I
yeah.
get it. I get it.
Then like um a couple years ago, I think I went like 6 months. And I don't know why. I think because like so my church, they do like a corporate fast. Like, a lot of black churches, they do a corporate fast to begin the year, right?
Hmm.
Um, and our church in particular, some people say it's not right, but they was like, look, some of y'all gotta take medicine, some of y'all got health issues, and like biblically you should be fasting like a traditional fast. But what they did, they would say, okay, like pick one thing that you're going to, abstain, fast, and have that be what you do. And for me, it was jacking off. So I said I'm going 2 months without jacking off. And I had a lot more clarity. My sex life improved, you know. But then I was also dealing with more than one woman. Honest, you know me,
Hmm.
ethical non-monogamy. But I was just feeling like, man, I'm not really getting much out of this. And so I just said, I'm just gonna chill. I'm gonna chill and I'm not gonna do anything. So it wasn't, I think yours came from, you had a bad breakup. Mine was just more so like, dude, I need to kind of just like clear my mind and stop entertaining these situations. Cause like I had went through a couple of like situations where like it really could have went bad. And
Hmm.
like, you know what? I'm up here making bad decisions behind women. I really need to get my act together and just not do nothing. And honestly, man, that 6 month period, it really wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
It wasn't that bad, but I'm a man in his late 40s. So we definitely have to use it or we'll lose it. So I'm not playing those games no more. Not no damn 5 years. Good, my goodness. But you on the short end, a lot of women I know they've done like 10, 7, like double
Yeah.
double digits.
I don't want to do. I mean, I didn't think it would be this long. It's just the thought of having to deal with men, even a man I like. I'm like, oh, what you say?
You came off something. I'd sweet taught you. I sweet taught you out that shit. Then if
Sweet talking has never worked on me.
fuck around be bad, and then you be like, I done got there, broke my streak for this whack ass shit.
Sweet talking has never worked on me.
Man, can't sweet talk you?
No, because I'm always looking past the talk. What's behind? I'm very like I don't trust people. So yeah, I don't trust words. And again, I always say I grew up with a father who was a ladies' man. And my older cousin, who was my brother, who was more like a brother to me, used to tell me the dirt he used to do to chicks. So, yeah, I learned that sweet talking don't mean nothing when I was a teenager. So, yeah, sweet talking has never worked for me. It's more about how I feel. Now, if I feel like going there, sometimes the sweet talk can talk me out of it because I'm like, you don't need to do all that. I know it's fake anyway. You know how I feel about lying. So, you know.
The sweet talk ain't got to be lying though.
It doesn't have to be, but if I feel like it's coming on too strong, that's the feeling it gives me. Oh, you just trying to get this without, being real about it. Just come out and say that's what you want. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah, I want to fuck, but let me be nice about it.
Yeah, be nice about it, but you don't have to put on a fake air about it. Just like if you we can flirt because I used to love to flirt. But it doesn't have to have that air of I'm lying to get it, that type of thing.
You don't want the pickup artist vibe.
Right. Because that turns me all the way off.
So you just want them to say, look, hey, you ready?
No, I like the flirtation. Like I said, give me the flirting. That way, I mean, when you're flirting, you know what people, well, I can't say that because I do like to flirt just because it's fun. So I can't say that everybody
Hey, look,
flirting is going there. But I mean, that's what most people think of when you flirt. You're usually flirting with somebody who you want to give it to. So I don't
so
need all the lies. We're flirting already. I already know that's what it is.
you say that, but there are women out here who are cock teasers,
I agree. I agree.
and I called one out that I met recently. I met her within the last couple of years, and I said, hey, you a cock tease, and she was like, yeah, I know. And I was like, that's cool. It's annoying. Once I figure out you a cock tease, that shit they ain't going nowhere with me. Like, I probably want to stop talking to you because
Yeah. I mean,
shit.
I
But
have been.
I told her though, that's a dangerous game to play because there's a lot of motherfuckers out here who ain't right.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you need to stop that shit because you've been on flirting and something. Next thing you know, you in the situation, and it turns into fuck or fight. And you am I gonna go ahead and fuck or I'm gonna try to fight? You know what I'm saying? And you didn't talk yourself into that. It don't make it right. I'm not saying
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
I'm just saying
But
you gonna have some common sense about your shit. Just realize that some motherfuckers out here ain't right. So
yeah, I mean, I would never do that like in close quarters with somebody. I'm not gonna do that.
yeah, I
That's
know you
yeah.
would. I'm just making a general statement.
Yeah. But, I mean, I have been called the tease before because I like to flirt. I'm my father's daughter. I'm a lot like him. I
You
like
can flirt
to flirt.
without making it sexual though.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And that's what I'm saying. But again, this goes back to something we talked about way back when we started. A lot of times people take just being nice as flirting and they think you want them when you're just being nice because the world is not nice. So they don't know how to take it when somebody is just being nice.
It kind of depends on where they grow up too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I grew up in the Midwest. Midwest people, we're not like New Yorkers. You know how like the stereotypical New Yorker, like just walk in, get out of my way, like Don't talk to me. I'm too busy. I'm on a grind, hustle, blah, 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 blah.
Mm-hmm.
Midwest people aren't like that, but we're not nice people either. So
Mm-hmm.
like, if somebody's looking at you, it might be like I'm looking at you because I'm interested in you, but there's a good chance because I'm staring and looking, the person's gonna be like, "What the fuck you looking at?" You know, that's the type of chip on our shoulder that we have in the Midwest. So girls weren't really flirtatious like coming up. It was like you really had to put your Mac game down on a chick, be like, I like you, and kind of break through that exterior and prove yourself, to get her, chicks wasn't really like flirting like that. And then I moved down south. I moved to the south and hey baby, hey sugar, or they like rub your shoulder or do some shit like that. You're like, damn, this bitch wanna fuck. And then next thing you know, it's just like, she's just being nice.
Mm-hmm.
She call everybody honey. She call everybody sugar. You know what I'm saying? She compliment every dude, like, hey, handsome. Like, oh, she think I'm handsome. You know what I'm saying? Like, she told the dude in accounting the same thing when he came in from work too. So that flirting stuff, man. And for me, I don't pick up on flirting easy. You got to be like damn near like, hey, I want them draws. Because 6 times out of 10, I'm gonna miss the flirt.
Okay.
I'm gonna miss it. I told you, I think I said on the show before, man. This chick, I'm saying that we're gonna go. Cause I don't have a would you or would you.
Okay. Neither do I. So.
So I'm hanging out with a coworker and we hanging out and we go back to her pad. But it's middle of the day. It's like we had like a long lunch. She's like, well, I'm gonna go to the house real quick. I said, okay. So I'm sitting in the car thinking she gonna run up to her apartment. She's like, you can come in. I'm like, "Oh, okay. Now, mind you, I'm young.
Mm-hmm.
I'm young, right? I'm early 30s. And I don't pick up on signs easy. So we go in. She's like, go ahead, have a seat. She said, I'm going to the bedroom. And I'm like, oh, okay. So I'm just sitting on the couch. Time passed. She comes back and she's like, all right, you ready to go? And I was like, yeah, okay, it's cool, let's go. Didn't think nothing of it. Talked to a mutual friend later on, about a year later. She said, yeah, so and so told me she tried to give it to you, you ain't want it. I was like, what? What you talking about? She ain't never tried to give me no, we ain't never even talked like that. So, now I'm thinking about it, and then I'm like, oh shit. She wanted me to try to push up on her at her apartment. But to me, that's a dangerous thing because, like, what if I'd been like, oh, she want me in her apartment, I'll push up on her. She'd be like, no, what the fuck? You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
Now I got to go back to work and just be like, damn, what you do? What you do to so and so? So I don't know, man. Come on, just tell me.
Her, you know, the comedian Tony Baker, he always says this thing, when women don't know how to flirt. Women's flirt, the majority women's flirt game is horrible. I have to say that about her because if that was me, I'm not going to tell you to sit on the couch if I'm trying to give it to you and I'm in the bedroom. If I didn't say come into the bedroom, I'm gonna sit, if I told you to sit on the couch, I'm gonna sit on the couch with you and I'm gonna continue to flirt there, maybe moving close. You gotta flirting is not just giving signs. You gotta it's a verbal game. It's a eye contact thing. It's like your whole being has to be in it. She was horrible. So
That's what
I
I'm
don't
like,
blame you for that. I don't blame you for
yeah.
that.
I'm like, well, how am I supposed to know without like, because like I said, there's a lot of risk there, right? There's
Hmm.
a lot of
Hmm.
risk. And I tried to push up on her, and she was like, whoa, what you doing? And the next thing you know, I'm in HR.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm in HR. So yeah, she got me with that one.
She could have done a lot better if she really wanted.
And the thing about it was she got engaged. So once my homegirl told her, I wanted to be like, oh well shit, we can fuck now. You know what I'm saying? It's like, no, she got a man now. Damn. Why you ain't tell me so? But they still together. They still together. I mean, I'm assuming they happy and married or whatever. If
Hmm.
it was meant to be, it would have happened.
I think we can put ourselves in the situations that we want. So, like I said, if she really wanted it, she could have played that different. She should have played that different.
Yeah. And the other thing too, she probably was lying. She could have been lying.
Could have been.
Sometimes chicks do lie on a coochie though. Not necessarily
I
on a
don't
coochie.
know.
I've had a woman say that she had sex with me and she didn't. And
Okay.
why she did that? We were in high school. But I was like, why you lying about having sex with me? You could have just had sex with me if you wanted to tell people you had sex with me. Like, why you lying? And it wasn't like I'm some like popular dude at the time or anything like that. It really didn't make sense to me. But okay, so women may not lie about sex, but they will lie or over exaggerate the type of relationship they have with a dude to sabotage somebody else talking to him.
I've seen that. Yeah.
Because I've had like some homegirls where like we platonic. And then when there's potential and I'm kind of like, I'm kind of like center of attention, I'm getting a little shine. And then she kind of like, oh, this, my friend, and doing all the excessive touching and shit. So that any chick that might be interested is looking like, "Hmm, no, they say they just friends, but there's more to that than that." And I'm like, why you do that? Like, why you do that?
Yeah.
Why you do
Yeah.
that? Like, we ain't like that. We ain't never been like that.
Yeah. I've seen that happen, but when you said somebody you're not, I thought you were gonna go a different way. So when you said when you first started that off, I thought you were gonna go with lie to themselves about where the relationship is, because that happens a lot with women.
In terms of the friendship.
In terms of maybe not maybe a friendship, but in terms of not listening to what a guy says,
Oh yeah, that happens a lot.
mixing those signals up in their own head,
Yeah.
that happens a lot.
I
I've
think
seen
he's
that.
gonna change. I can change him, or
Yeah.
eventually he'll stop being that way. Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
No, no, but this more so is just like, yeah, I'm like, what the fuck is that about? Like it was almost, if I wanted to go there, I could have a problem with it because it's like, okay, I'm your little toy thing, right?
Hmm.
But you don't want nobody else to play with your toy thing, even though you don't want to play. It's like your parents buy you a bunch of toys, right? And you have
Hmm.
toys forever. And as soon as your cousins come over and they pick up like, oh, they want to play with the toy, you're like, no, 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 that's my toy. You can't play with that. And you ain't touched that toy in 2 or 3 weeks. But that's playing with that toy. That's what it gets off to me.
Yeah, yeah, that happens.
You ever do that to your homeboys?
No, no, no.
Nah, he was like, nah, I'm making it known that I don't want him.
Yeah, yeah.
How does that work?
Um, it doesn't always work because some women are not secure with their men having female friends. But in terms of me, I let it be known that we're just friends. It's nothing here. I remember one of my friends years ago was dating this woman, and he had talked to me about her, and I knew she had this jealous streak. But I didn't think about this when it happened. But we hung out on like a 4th of July, and the guy that I was dating, my fiance at the time, he was out of town. But I this is my first time meeting his woman. But I noticed she relaxed because I kept talking about my fiance. My fiance this, my fiance that. And that's when she relaxed around me. And then it was like, yeah, girl, she just became cool. So stuff like that.
It says guys 40 plus know about passing the look back on the dancing floor. I don't know about that, Chiz. Chiz said flirting is easy as breathing down south. Yeah, yeah. I will say, guys and women know how to flirt good down south, you know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Sky, brother Sky said, had a chick approach me at a job. told me several of them were interested, but my baby mama might trip. I was confused. Hold on, this might be good. She said the white chick, your baby mama. Turns out this chick was so infatuated with me, she has people believing I was her baby daddy. She talked about me so much. We had never even said more than hello. She was blocking.
Oh wow.
Sound like some damn
That's
what's the shit?
fatal attraction.
Attraction type shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
She 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 didn't put a baby on you in the office.
That's crazy.
Damn. Damn. Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. We had to talk about the next episode if we had any fatal attraction, fatal attraction moments. Because I had one. I had one. I'll go ahead and say it. We didn't ran long anyway, but I had a chick that was poking holes in my condoms, Tay.
I believe it.
And you know how I found out?
How?
Her cousin told me.
Oh,
Her cousin was like, hey, you seem like a nice dude. You need to be careful with her. And I was like, what? What you mean? You know what I'm saying? It was like, she poking holes in your condoms. And I was like, what? She was like, yes. And we weren't even doing it like that. You know, like when you like in high school,
mm-hmm.
and well, at least me, because I was scary. Like we fool around every now and again, we might do it, but like wasn't even like doing it like that. And she up here, I'm like, well, how the hell? You know, she poking holes. This is just crazy. It's just,
Yeah.
you got homegirls to do that?
No.
Let me tell you something. Like, those type of women don't hang around me.
Exactly. No, because that's ridiculous. That's crazy.
I
No.
thought it was crazy too. And you know what? That cousin might have been lying. You never know. You never know. But she definitely told me, like, she said, you need to be careful because that girl is trying to get you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And
She could have
watch
been lying, but I'd say err on the side of caution.
why you want me? Like, I'm like 18 living with my mama and daddy.
There's a lot of teenage pregnancies. That doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, I would. You would think you want to get pregnant by somebody that got a job at least. Like, I think I was doing my little high school jobs. Like, come on now, whatever, man. But anyway, that's enough about that mess. Tell people they can find us.
You can find us at Conversate After Dark everywhere. And if you would like to be a guest, or you have a topic you want us to cover, you can reach us at CVAD, the podcast at gmail.com. And
That
make
part.
sure you like this video, share it, subscribe, and leave us a comment.
I got you. I'm just gonna jump on in. Yeah, that's right. Go to our website, www.conversateafterdark.com. You can listen to the past episodes, and we'll see you next time. Peace.
Bye.